can do. For more information, visit our website www.gamingsociety.in.
Very good morning, all of you, to this lovely city of Pune. Some of us are from outside, most of you are from here. Let me take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this very important industry interaction with Special Secretary, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Government of India, Madam Nirja Sekhar. Most of you know of her and know her well. It is my honor to welcome Madam and Mr. Ajay Dhoke, GM of NFDC and distinguished guests of industry. It's great to have each one of you sharing your enthusiasm for this transformating journey in the AVGC sector. This event marks a significant milestone as we bring together diverse voices from the ecosystem, fostering conversations that will shape the future of M&E sector in India. This industry interaction, which is along with the roadshow for Waves, is a testament to our commitment to making India a global hub for the interactive media, as it is called, with a focus on advancing economic opportunities while leveraging India's soft power globally. Waves, as you all know, stands for World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit and is designed as a global platform for convergence point of the world leaders in the area of media and entertainment. The summit is spread across knowledge sections, and I'm sure we will know much more about the summit from Madam. And just a word about Madam, I think you've been around in the INB ministry for the longest. It's been around 5 years and guided policy making for the growth of the industry. Under your leadership, Madam, the formation of National Center of Excellence in AVGC is taking good shape, which has been a long-standing demand for the sector. As you know, the center which is announced by the ministry, we from CII look forward to supporting this center, Madam, and really bridging the skilling gap between the academic qualifications that students come out with and the industry needs. Also joining you, Madam, is Mr. Ajay Dhoke today, and who's been very ably supporting the ministry in organizing Waves. We welcome you. Just a word about Mr. Rajan Navani, who's the chairman and managing director of Jetline Group of Companies. And before I talk about that, he is the president also of the IGDS, the Gaming Society. So basically the jet synthesis, and since you are all from Pune, you know about it, Madam. It is a veteran in the gaming space in India, and as chairman of the Indian Digital Gaming Society also, Rajan has been giving us very good guidance in this space. Jet Synthesis is a new age digital entertainment and technology company, and with a portfolio of world-class products, platforms, and services. He's also co-chairman of the CII National Committee of Media and Entertainment. Madam, the Indian Digital Gaming Society is a non-for-profit umbrella organization of various stakeholders in the Indian digital gaming ecosystem, formed under the aegis of the CII. In 2018, IDGS has emerged as a very proactive advocate, promoter, and facilitator for the development of healthy gaming ecosystem encompassing the entire value chain, the promotion of responsible gaming in India. IDGS has over 50 members now. Companies like the Jet Synthesis, Krafton India, NVIDIA, Nodwin, Google, Sony, PlayStation, Nazara, etc., are members of the IDGS. Now, may I request Mr. Navani, Mr. Rajan Navani, to deliver an official welcome address. Thank you.
Thank you, Amita. And you forgot to mention that you are probably one of the most veteran people, along with Ashish, in this room on media entertainment for India. And I've seen this industry evolve across many trade associations, many years, and many aspects of how people today look at entertaining themselves. So thank you for that. Very good morning to all of you, and a pleasure to have all of you here in Pune. You know, we are a small community of people who are invested in this sector, people who are building and shaping the future of AVGC, media, entertainment. And I don't think we could have asked for a better opportunity for the city of Pune than to have with us here Ms. Nija Sekhar, I think, who's not only a special secretary in the Information and Broadcasting Ministry, but someone who has passionately and truly invested, as as Amita mentioned, 5 years of her life in seeing this transition happen across media and entertainment. I think, we are all aware. I mean, we just look at our own lives and how we, consume content today is so drastically different from what it was a few years ago. And if you go a decade back, you will yourself be surprised at how you yourself have changed. And I think we can all look at that. But if we look at the next generation, I think there's a drastic difference in that. And how do we as a country, as a government, along with the private sector, along with responsible stakeholders, societies like IDGS, or organizations like CII and others, work together to be able to create an environment that is not only responsible, but also increasingly going to become valuable, not only for India, but for the world. And I think in light of that, the World Audio, Visual and Entertainment Summit, which the Government of India, MIB, has brought about, is, I think, one brilliant, innovative idea that I think is going to shape the future of media and entertainment. And I don't want to be too presumptuous to say for India, but actually for the world. And I think so, hopefully we'll look back in history, madam, and recognize this as a very important starting point of a generational change in the way media entertainment out of India is going to shape the rest of the world. And I think, to me, that's, personally a very, very powerful opportunity. And we have her here in Pune with a set of stakeholders, as we were discussing, away from a capital city of Mumbai, but still very, very critical to being the growth engine of this sector for Maharashtra, for India. I always say that Pune doesn't have the privileges of any capital city. You take it Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, but we have a very dynamic citizenry, entrepreneurs. The workforce that Pune has is shaping so much around the world. And I think today's discussion is actually for all of you to participate, interact, with our Honorable Secretary, share your concerns, talk about the opportunities, and let us progressively, in an environment of better understanding and trust, really build the future of this industry. So, to me, nothing can be more important than having a collaborative platform. And I think the next, couple of hours we should use to be able to have a very candid, engaging discussion around, how do we work together to make this happen, and use the WAVE Summit as a platform to not only showcase what we are doing today as India and as a country, but also really step into the future. We have the entire vision of our Prime Minister on a Viksit Bharat in 2047 at a time when India will be shaping the world a lot more than it does today, and really, see how we can fold that future in and see what we need to do today to be able to make sure that that vision, gets accomplished. So I think, high aspirations. We always say that if the beauty of India and why we innovate is we have low resources, but that low resources becomes a massive value driver, a need to innovate. And I think at this cross-section of technology and content, it's very hard to say what is shaping your behavior today. Is it just better premium content? Is it smarter technology that is getting the right content available for you to be able to build your interests, to understand the consumer? And at the cross-section of all of this, we have an opportunity to build a very strong, holistic ecosystem. As Jet Synthesis, we have truly believed that the ecosystem approach is really the only way to build any industry sector in a country like India. I remember Amita said when CII organized the first India gaming show, Madam, we brought in large number of Japanese, some of the largest companies. We did a large consumer show at Pragati Maidan. And that's when we realized, that the video gaming industry, and we are talking purely of the video gaming entertainment industry, not, the real money or other things that have come in, is a 50-year-old industry in the world. But we, because we never consumed consoles or we never had high internet connectivity on PCs, actually realized the potential of this $200 billion plus industry just when the smartphone revolution, caught in. And I still remember that time we used to say we have about 80 million, video gamers on mobile. Today we did mention there that, we can get to 500 million, in the next 10 years. I think it's been 7 or 8 years and we're already there. So in terms of consumption, in terms of the ability to, to be able to drive change, both in terms of consumption as well as shaping consumption for others, I think India stands at a very, very big opportunity. This also leads to areas like sports. Today, esports is going to become a very, very large area, for the world. We've got already a lot happening in the audio sector, in the, AV sector, visual sector, as we talk of it. And I think all of these combined together will shape this ecosystem and environment that, we have been discussing. I also want to welcome Mr. Ashish Doke from the NFDC. Thank you, Ashish ji, for also being here, and many others, from government and others who are here. I've mentioned a few of my industry colleagues here, but many of you, we will hear from you as we continue to have this discussion and move forward. So with that, I welcome all of you. Thank you for being here, and we will converse more as we move forward. And maybe with that, I'll hand it back to Amita to take forward the discussions for today. Thank you very much.
Good morning, and thank you, Amita ji, thank you, Rajan ji, and thank you, all of you here for coming over for this very special day. And Pune has always been very special. I belong to Chandigarh, but if there's any city that comes second to Chandigarh, that's Pune. So if I have to settle down somewhere after Chandigarh and I have to choose, it would definitely be Pune. I have friends here. I have a lot of affection for this city, as all of you have. Today we are here to discuss some very important issues about the growth of our media and entertainment industry and how we are going to take it forward. In the ministry, we have a plan. We will be talking about it. So, as was told, that I've been in this ministry for about let's say March 20 was when I joined here, so more than 4 years. And my interest in the area, besides working in all kinds of policy making, from broadcasting, television, radio, public broadcaster, films, etc. My interest areas in the sector have also evolved. The way I started understanding the sector initially, and then where I have reached today, I used to think that, I still think that if we have to go a long way, which is the third largest being the third largest economy in the world, manufacturing is a big ticket item that we should be working in. Today, most of the hardware and software that we use in the entire media entertainment sector, whether it is setting up of towers, broadcasting towers, or phones and computers and editing software, none of it is made in India. So it's a long way to go if we have to be a leader in this sector, but we have started working on it. There is a semiconductor mission of Government of India. We hope that we should be able to manufacture the chips and a lot of other hardware and other things products that will go along the manufacturing of chips and semiconductors in the country. Camera lens, gaming consoles. In fact, because we were not manufacturing gaming consoles, and gaming being one of the largest sectors, largest growing segments in the entire media entertainment sector, we could leapfrog from computers, playing games on the computers, to straight away on the smartphone, because the consoles were not there, the hardware was not there, and if it was there, it was available at high prices, and most of the people could not afford. So that's another flip side. But today, after a little bit of whatever I've seen, because in an area as huge as this, which has so many segments, we can say media entertainment, but each segment is a complete world in itself. And many of these segments do not actually talk to each other. The AVGC might be talking to each other. They are one family. But when we talk of radio doesn't talk to television, or television would not talk to, let's say, advertising is another world. Films is another world. In films, feature films and documentaries are different. So there are a lot of segments in this sector. And I felt that there is one area which the entire segment requires, and nobody was doing anything about it. Because we in the ministry felt that it's the industry, and the industry should take the lead. But industry felt, industry was taking a lead, but in that particular segment. So I am talking about the growth of content, the promotion of content, and the distribution of content. So giving that support to the content that was already being created in India in various segments. We felt that one area where we could support was creating a marketplace for the entire content that is created in the country across the segments, whether it is a podcast or a reel or a documentary, a short, or VFX or comics. Any kind of entertainment content that is made in India should have a market. And we realized that everybody was so segmented, the entire sector was so segmented, that a comics person would only think of a Comic-Con and probably not beyond that. So, after having realized that we need to do something about it, and we can't expect any particular entity to come up with as huge a marketplace as we intend for the entire set of content creators in India. We've come up with the first global summit, the Indian Global Summit, which will be held in Delhi next year in February. You're all aware about it. It is Waves. We will be talking in detail about it. So we are very excited about organizing the Waves, because the first time when the idea was floated by the Honorable Prime Minister, that was January 19, but then January 20. So COVID happened, and then the first thing we did was to interact with the industry. And what is it that they think of, or what is it that they visualize when we talk about a global summit? What are their requests or asks? And that interaction happened in Mumbai, Chennai. We spoke to the industry, and a lot of Indian CEOs, Indian companies, Indian CEOs of global companies, we interacted with them. And the story has been the same. The ask has been the same, that there is so much to talk about, there is so much to show and showcase to the world. And we are here to provide a platform for what the industry is already doing across the segments. So Waves is essentially a platform approach, a platform for the entire industry, where we invite all of you to join hands together and not only showcase your best to the world, but also talk to each other. Because we, in the sector, because the industry is going strong the way, in their own specific segments, we also want all of you. We realize that each segment was having its own huge, whether it is summits or events, but there was no crosstalk between the various segments. So we are trying, because we all know that if it is entertainment content, the same people are creating content for films, television, and OTT, at least on the fiction side, live fiction side. So as industries, we also need to talk to each other. So we're trying to make a platform available where all of you can showcase your best to the world. We're inviting the top companies from the West, from different parts of the world, from economies where media is very strong, and from areas where there is huge demand for Indian entertainment content, and these may not be necessarily the same set of people. So, and also companies who see India as a huge market. So if you see India as a huge market, you better invest in it. But then there is a challenge that we provide the kind of skill sets required for people to invest in India. So this entire ecosystem is our responsibility. We lead that ecosystem, but you are the main players in that. We are here to provide all the support that is required to set up that kind of ecosystem for the entire media and entertainment sector. And audiovisual services is also one of the 12 champion service sectors that the Government of India has announced, which we want to promote as export services. So we work on various levels. We work to provide services to the global companies, and we also work to create our own content, original IPs, so that we sell our products, not only the services, to the world. So there is a huge area to be covered, but I'm sure if we all together and we are very clear on what we want, we have stalwarts like Mr. Ashish Kulkarni is here, Mr. Navani is here. We have leaders like these who talk about the concerns of the industry at the policy making level. So I'm very happy that we are working together in all these areas, and policy making you will see that most of the issues that you will today be talking about, most of the issues will also be addressed in a couple of new projects that we are coming up in the ministry. And I'm sure of receiving huge support from your side. We will now look at what WAVES is about. We are very excited about the 27 odd challenges, the Create in India Challenge, Season 1 as we call it, the various challenges that have been spearheaded by various industry associations in all segments of media and entertainment. And we are very excited to see the results. We will see, my colleague Ajay Thoke will be talking about the response we've received in these challenges. We've been talking to the industry. We've been doing road shows. Yesterday, the secretary was in Mumbai. Earlier, he was in Chennai. He was in Hyderabad. The minister, MOS, was in Chennai, talking to the industry and also holding road shows with the students, with the people who are interested in this area about the challenges. So I'm sure you're already aware of the challenges, but we look at a huge, huge talent hunt. If you've heard of the Creative Minds of Tomorrow, the challenge that is taken up during the International Film Festival of India, which is in Goa, and the finalists will be chosen there, where talent is scouted in about 10 plus film crafts. Here, we are looking at different segments of the media entertainment. Again, this is a much huger talent hunt, and we propose to really promote these chosen few, take them abroad, expose them to the best, and also help in promoting the IPs that they have created. And there is a huge set of awards and rewards for them. So we're very excited to see the next talent, coming up talent in India. I was in Bihar a couple of years back. I had gone to see the Bihar Museum. So in one of the interactive areas, on the screen, something was going on. So those little young girls, maybe 9, 10, 11, kind of school girls, they were in a group and they started looking at touching around. It was a screen which is for interaction. So these girls were, so I just stepped back because it's very cute to listen to their conversation. So they started touching the screen. And since it was a museum, they were talking about some knowledge or something. They were showing something. They were talking to each other. Ye to bahut acha hai. The other one says, bilkul YouTube jaisa hai. So it was really nice to hear this kind of conversation because they were already hands-on. They knew technology and they knew how to interact on a screen. They had the confidence to go to a museum and interact with the screens over there. So we have people with us. We have huge talent in our villages, in our tier 2, 3 cities. We have huge potential, and that's the talent we are looking at when we host these challenges. And I really appreciate all the associations who have hosted these challenges. And let's work together to make the challenges a huge success and also to make WAVES a huge success with your participation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. I don't think we have any doubt that it will be a huge success, and really compliment the vision with which this program has been unleashed and the participatory nature in which the ministry is going about, not only from industry but also from general public. Everybody is so excited about the challenges, and I also heard the Prime Minister talking on radio about the challenges, which is really, really great and shows the kind of importance government is giving to this sector. We all are so happy for that. May I now invite a presentation on WAVES by Mr. Ajay Thoke. Have we uploaded it, Subhash? Yeah. Okay, it's there.
Thank you, Amita Sarkarji. Respected Nirja Shekhar ma'am, Mr. Rajan Navani, Ms. Amita Sarkar, and all the dignitaries present here. So welcome you all for this presentation. I'm also very excited to present here because Pune is my almost now a home. My basic hometown is Nagpur, but I'm almost settled here in Pune. My family is also in Pune, so I'm always excited to come to Pune. But then, as Madam said, my four cities are actually favorite cities. First is obviously Pune. Second is Chandigarh, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Third, ma'am, Dehradun. Third, Dehradun. And fourth, Bangalore. Along with that, Bhopal also. These are the along the similar axis and very similar climate with good people, good climate, and lesser pollution. So that is why I all like those cities. So shall we go for, first of all, we will go for the one video on IFI, because IFI is the next thing we are going for, and it is just within a span of 15 days we will be celebrating this festival of the films. Friends, IFI is Asia's only film festival which has been accredited by the FIAF. It is one of the oldest film festival in Asia, and it's one of the property, that is Film Bazaar, is the biggest film marketplace in Asia, and also one of the most reputed all over the world. One of my filmmaker friend, who just asked me before few months that in PP, if he only the films are shown, master classes are there, but the trading is not there of the films. So I said, you have seen only one part of it, and you have neglected another part of it, which is Film Bazaar. So Film Bazaar is very important concept from our point of view, because we are filmmakers and AVGC sector. So it is very important to understand what is Film Bazaar. So before going for majoritarily on the IFI, I will also mention about the Film Bazaar. So Film Bazaar is a marketplace for buying and selling of the films, where there are various components. In all those components, there are some pitching sessions for the script writers, where the producers, directors, the broadcasters, the big giants in the filmmaking, they are there. They listen to the pitches and they select the pitches for their production. Second is the viewing room. In viewing room, there are actually films which are polished films ready to be distributed, and these are there in the viewing room for the viewing. So you need to just log in, select the film, watch it, and you need to decide whether you need to go for it, or means buy the film or distribute the film, or go for the take that film for the international festivals. Third concept is the work in progress. In work in progress, the unfinished films, that is, which are under process, those films are brought in, where the world's best editors actually guide these filmmakers how to complete the film, which are the cuts to be done, where cuts are necessary, that is also guided. But there are also the filmmakers who buy these films for completion and distribution. So these are the three components of the three stages of the films, that is script, the work in progress, and the polished films. Another component of this is the knowledge series. In knowledge series, mainly the technical experts, they come there from all over the world, and they guide the filmmakers about the various aspects of the filmmaking. So these are very, very important sessions in the knowledge series, and these are actually full, 100% full, and even when we also want to attend, we don't get the space to attend. So that is the importance of this knowledge series. Similar sessions are also held in IFI. These are called master classes, but these are mainly by the actors, the directors, the producers, where there is mass gathering, so which are liked by the masses. But the knowledge series is more important from the point of view of filmmakers. Now, there is also a component called Creative Minds of Tomorrow. Creative Minds of Tomorrow was a concept actually originated by our Honorable Information Broadcasting Minister. And in that concept, the 75 people from the filmmakers, they were chosen out of the online screening process through the jury, and then they were trained. Then they were asked to pick up a challenge of making the film, and those films are pitched there. They actually they work there on the stations, the editing stations. They finish the film. They are pitched before the filmmakers in the knowledge series or in pitching sessions also, and in the McKinney's Hall of the IFI, ESG during the IFI. And from that, almost 100% of the either films are chosen or the candidates are chosen for the employment. So that is the Creative Minds of Tomorrow. Now that number we have increased to 100 instead of 75. So instead of 75, we are actually inviting 100 entries for this Creative Minds of Tomorrow. Then I will talk about the IFI. There are various components of the IFI. First is the screening part. Now we have more capacity because the Goa government has added now 5 screens in addition to the earlier 9 screens. So we have now 14 screens all over Goa. And then there is the master class, which is held in the Kala Academy, which is having the capacity of 950 people. And all these great filmmakers, actors, and legends, they come there and take these master classes. Then there is red carpet, everybody knows about it. And there are also a few components we are adding to it, like accessibility. So now we are creating 100% accessibility in the IFI. Not only physically, but also virtually. All our digital infrastructure will be accessible for any of the disabled people. So now I will go for, I will request all of you to join Film Bazaar as well as the IFI and enjoy the joy of cinema. Next presentation. I will go for the video first of all, the Create in India Challenge video. So this was all about.
You must also say it was made by InVideo AI.
This film was made by InVideo AI, but there were a lot of inputs from our team also, which was done manually also. So, WAVES is actually World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit that is going to be held between 5th to 9th February 2025, and the venue is Bharat Mandapam. We have booked almost all the venues inside the Bharat Mandapam, which is having the 4 lakh square feet of the exhibition space. There are major three components: exhibition track, the conference track, and um, the marketplace. So in exhibition track, we have around 4 lakh square feet of the space for exhibition. For conference track, around 3 lakh square feet of the space we have booked, and for the marketplace, around 40,000 square feet. That is the area we have booked. Also, we have booked space of around 65,000 square feet, 65,000 capacities, hall persons capacities, stadium. Okay. So why I am telling this? Because I want to tell you the scale of this event. Okay, and how many people are going to attend, that we will see. But you can see the traffic on the website and all our social media. So next. I have the control. Okay. So if you see what is the objective of the waves, waves is just ma'am just informed us that it is the platform. It is a platform, and it is not a platform that is being developed by us, that is the ministry or NFDC. It is a platform which is being developed in a collaborative effort by the ministry, NFDC, the industry people, and even we want the general public also to collaborate in this. So that is why we are calling it as a platform. Now, what is the objective? If you see the global market size of the M&E sector, it is around 1.78 trillion US dollar, and Indian market size in M&E sector is only 33 billion dollars. So it is very, very less, very, very minuscule. It is less than 1.5%. By 2029, the global market potential will be 2.2 trillion dollars. What will happen to India's potential? It will get doubled, either 50% or maximum double, without any government intervention or intervention by the people or industry associations like you. What is our objective of the waves? To have the interventions in such a way that this potential should grow multiple times. So what is projection right now is around 33 billions to 66 billion, but our target with the intervention is to grow it 4 times from right now. So from 33 billion, it should grow 4 times. So that is the objective of this platform also. Next. Wait, I will use this. Now, if you see the strengths of the M&E sector, the growing economy, obviously everybody knows about it. What is the size of the Indian sector? It is huge. Increasing consumption, all of us must be knowing that India's GDP comes mainly from the service sector, then the manufacturing, and then the primary sector. Growing economy, increasing consumption, we are consuming more. Even if you see the consumption of the content is more in India, because even our size is also very big. The demographics, the size is very big, the population is very high. The rapid digital growth, now if you see the penetration of the mobile, penetration of the internet, and penetration of the digital gadgets also, that is also huge. And that is why there is a potential. The internet reach, the cost arbitrage, then the rich and diverse heritage of the storytelling. Now we have a very rich heritage of the, you can say, storytelling, like from Mahabharata, Ramayana, and several Jataka tales, and so on. And we are still one of the biggest content providers, though it is not getting released, but we are actually producing around 2,000 films in a year, which is very huge. None of the country in the world will be having so much films being produced in a single year. If you see the weaknesses, the capital, we don't have that much capital. Our filmmakers don't have capital. Our independent filmmakers, again, have lesser capital. If you see the skill set at the top level is very good, but at, you can say, other levels like independent filmmakers and small filmmakers, that is very, very less. The segmental linguistic markets, because there are markets which are divided, just like the North market, then the Bollywood, one segment is there, then the South films, these are another segments. In South also, there are 4 major languages. So that way it is actually fragmented. The infrastructure, we have one of the least density among these top content manufacturers. If we are the big manufacturers, then our infrastructure of the cinema theaters and other digital assets should be more, but that asset is actually lesser. PR protection, IPR protection is actually increasing, but still it is not up to that level where the Western countries or the Northern America is there. If you see the dependence on the foreign technologies, that is very high. If you see around 90% of the cameras, around not 90%, around 95% of the cameras are manufactured outside and they are coming to India. If you see the film cameras, these are almost ARRI cameras and these are imported from Germany and its cost is very high. The minimum, you can say, the price of the ARRI camera is 60 lakhs and it goes up to 5 crores. And it gets obsolete in a span of 2 or maximum 3 years, not more than that. So that way, our dependency is much more on the foreign technologies. Now, some of the companies in India, they are actually going into it. These are startups or very big houses like the Mukta Arts. They are into the, you can say, mobile caps. So they are developing their own studios. But then also, if we see that dependency is very, very, very high on the foreign technologies. If you see the opportunities, fastest growing creators economy, because we are a highest number of creators and content manufacturers. Then untapped global market, including the diaspora. We have not tapped those potential of the diasporas also. Emerging Indian M&E giants, like there are many Indian companies like Jio and other companies which are actually taking over the global companies. So that way, our potential is actually growing, and this is one of the opportunity. The growing startup ecosystem, if you see in the defense sector, around 350 startup companies are there, and these startup companies are actually manufacturing more than 60% of the defense sector right now. So earlier we were importing around 75% of the defense goods from outside, but now we are actually dependent on the more than 60% of the indigenous production we are doing. And it is mainly because of the startups and the bigger companies in India. Capacity to leapfrog, then AVGC and XR segment, that is growing a lot, and within a span of even 6 months, if training given, they can be employed in the AVGC sector. The students, even at the age of 18 to 22, they are getting employed in the AVGC sector. So there is a huge potential, and that is why Ministry came with the concept and the center like NCOE, National Center of Excellence. And it is also for the skill development. Regional and vernacular content, actually because of these regional and vernacular content, our content is becoming more and more enriched. If you see the technology adaptation using the generative AI, that is now gaining momentum, and this will give us a, you can say, edge over the foreign content providers, because this will bring us on a same platform. If you see the threats, the dominance of the big technology companies, rapidly evolving consumer preferences, because just yesterday we were talking with Subhash Ghai Sahab, and he was talking about the preferences. Earlier the preferences were growing in a span of 10 years. In the 90s, those preferences were growing, changing in a span of 3 years. And now these preferences are changing in a year. So that way the content providers, the content manufacturers, the content producers, they have to fulfill those demands. So content should be there, content should be changing and not stereotyped. The technological disruptions, one technology comes and disrupts many technologies, just like uh, the mobile cameras. Earlier, shooting was only possible through big cameras. Now, because of the ARRI cameras, Sony cameras, the shooting of the films, of the web series, of the TV serials is becoming easier with smaller cameras also, handheld cameras. Earlier, holding camera was itself a very big task. Now it is becoming easier. Now there are many companies like Apple and Sony, they are saying that with our camera you can shoot the theater level or web series level films. And that is being done. There are many films even on Netflix which they show that yes, this is shot on this camera. Okay. So these are also the threat. Yeah. Next. M&E sector, these are few sectors of the M&E sector, just like broadcasting and infotainment, like news media, TV and radio, carrier services, music, advertising, and live events. AVG sector, animation, visual effects, gaming, esports, comics, AR, VR and XR, and metaverse. These are the emerging sector and becoming very, very important with the, you can say, less investment in a very less pace. People are generating their content and that is being marketed. If marketed properly, they are getting a lot of revenue also. You see the digital platform, this is our third pillar. We have divided the waves into 4 pillars. Earlier those were 3 because it was happening along with the IFI, but now we have included the 4th pillar, that is the films. In the digital social media platforms are there, OTT platforms, online creators, generative AI, emerging technologies and app economy. So these are also the pillars. Now why pillars? This is just for our facilitation of the sectors in this M&E sector so that the global leaders can be invited and their facilitation can be done. The films, this is the 4th sector, films, documentary, short films, videos, film technologies, production, post-production, distributors and exhibitors. These will all be covered in the 4th pillar. If you see the media and entertainment opportunity, communicating Bharat story to the world, this is the main objective of the content providers. Supporting the Indian creators, so these are all the objectives of the waves, supporting the Indian creators, then AVGC mission and National Regional Center of Excellence. So what we are doing at the national level, there will be National Center of Excellence that is going to be there in the Goregaon Film City area, Mumbai, and there will be various centers all over India, which will be the regional centers of NCOE. Then we are launching one OTT, which will be a Prasar Bharati, and we are getting content from all the entities, from market, etc., that acquisition is going on in a huge way. And its naming will be there in the IFI, maybe launch also there will be in the IFI. If you see the ease of doing business, we are actually facilitating some of the MOUs and even development of the policies so that the ease of doing business will be accelerated. And then there was Jana Samvad, say Jana Bhagidari. So what we were doing, Madam was referring that we discussed with so many people, so many associations, so many filmmakers, so many people from all these 4 sectors, and then we came with these waves, which is actually Jana Bhagidari. So it is not only with the government, I&B ministry, NFDC, or various sectors in the ministry, just like BASIL and CBC, but also the trade association, filmmakers, the general public, and the independent filmmakers, all are contributing to this. And one of the participative approach is the Create in India challenge. Global Media and Entertainment Summit, that is the culmination of all these efforts and the objectives. Earlier, if you see all these global summits, they were based on some of the subsector, and they were specializing in that. But there was no single summit which was actually taking care of all these subsectors and sectors. So one of the objective of the waves is to have all these subsectors and sectors together and provide a single holistic platform. You can see all these things, they are actually into various sectors, but Waves is into holistic. On 19 January 2019, during the inauguration of the National Museum of Indian Cinema, Mumbai, Honorable Prime Minister commented like this: let us start with one such summit and then we make it global summit, no less than Davos. So that is the vision that is culminating into the various efforts and organization of this platform called Waves. World's first convergence event for the entire M&E sector, and that is why it is India's global summit, to bring the global M&E industries eyeballs to India. Now, what is the vision? Enhance India's soft power. If you see, 3 lakh crore is the GDP of this sector. Defense sector is having 1.5 lakh crore, and this is having almost double than that. And increasing in this area, increasing the, you can say, content and the revenue in this sector is not so difficult if we focus on it, and that is one of the vision of Waves. Make India the global content hub and net exporter of the content. Right now, we are not the net exporter of the content, but we want to make India the next exporter of the content. Enhance Indian media's global market share. Create employment sector in the M&E sector. That is why NCOE and various AVGC sector reforms are being carried out. Investment of global M&E companies in India, opportunity to invite top political leadership. Not only the global industry leadership we are inviting, but also the top political leadership we are inviting, so that there should be various MOUs, various exchange programs, there should be various exchange of the agreements, etc. That is why we are inviting all the top political leadership in the Waves. Position India as the epicenter of the global South M&E. You see, identity and branding, I won't go much into detail, but if you see the A in that, our logo that represents the radio waves, represents the India's digital growth. If you see the color scheme, it represents the, you can say, diversity and the entertainment part of it. Then the tagline comes, "Sail with us," that is the collaborative approach. That is why we are calling collaborative platform. And there is a symbol of waves that is aligning with India's vision to ride with waves and create the Bharat waves. This is an industry-led hub and spoke platform, because Waves is a platform and all of you having from various sectors, various associations, you are all actually helping us to make it a success. So that is why we are calling it hub and spoke platform. Event outline, it will be for 5 days from 5th to 9th February 2025. Business days will be 3 days from 5th to 7th February, and open for public will be 2 days, that is 8th to 9th. In this, we are making one change, that is the exhibition part will be open for public for all the 5 days, and the conferences will be open only for the delegates. So that is one change we are making. What our Honorable Prime Minister commented during the Man Ki Baat about Waves, inauguration of Waves in plenary attended by global and Indian M&E champions. So he appealed that. Then he also commented about the inauguration of the exhibition and Bharat Pavilion. And he also commented about the global and Indian M&E CEOs roundtable. So this is also going to be there. The Indian and global M&E CEOs roundtable will be there. The proposed announcements, these are already there. Create in India mission, we are already doing it. Reform package for FM radio, that will be done during the Waves, and Central University for M&E Studies, that is NCOE, the nomenclature will be soon announced. If you see the components, first is the ministers track, in which we are calling the top political leadership all around the world for the Waves Declaration 2025, so that there will be more, you can say, collaboration between the foreign countries and India. The thought leaders track, the global M&E giants, their leaders, they will be coming and they will be exchanging their thoughts, and this will make India's waves as a success. And if you are actually in touch with any of these giants, you can invite. So please connect to us, connect to them, and we will definitely send the invite from the ministry. Then there will be exhibition track. I already commented that it is around 6 halls with very big 6 halls with 4 lakh square feet of exhibition areas. And in this, if you see, earlier the demand was for the octonormal structures of smaller size. We developed that, and the demand is now growing for the bigger spaces with the customized solutions. So now many of the companies are seeking the open spaces so that they can develop their own structures with a very customized features. There will be a Bharat Pavilion which will showcase all the emerging technologies, present technologies, and the future technologies which are not there in India right now. Those will also showcase there. There will be gaming arcade, experiential and immersive zones showcasing of Indian intellectual property, large pavilions by major companies in the M&E sector. Google has already confirmed, and there are several bigger companies which have already confirmed. The Bharat Pavilion, there will be features like immersive experiences, holographic live performances, virtual reality concerts, and the interactive museum experiences. Creatosphere, this is actually the platform for amplifying the creators economy, like masterclasses or workshop. We call it as conference track. Then the creatives conclaves, then the infusion of funds. There will be several discussions for the B2B segments, so that there will be huge infusion of funds in the Indian M&E sector. Create in India challenge, the grand finale will be carried out there. Right now what we are doing all over India, we are going for the road shows in major cities. Then Secretary Saab and all others will also travel to the foreign countries in major cities, and they will generate this support for the waves. And through that there will be several challenges that will be culminating, and the finale will be in the waves, so that all these participants should also get the opportunity to participate in waves also. Now these are few challenges. I'm just scrolling through it. I will just read the name and scroll because now time is very less. Comics, animation, AR, VR, gaming, generative AI, then films, radio, advertising, broadcasting, emerging technologies, the music. So these are the few challenges, but now the challenges are more around 29 challenges we have created. We are not only supporting them, you can say in terms of the other support, but also financial support. We have spent around 4 crores for their financial, you can say, support to the trade associations. In the Waves Bazaar, that is actually the marketplace where the buyers and sellers meet. We are calling it as Waves Bazaar, Craft to Commerce. There will be content showcase, buyer sellers meets, networking hubs. There will be a lot of networking dinners, brand and product launches. There are several companies which are now interested in launching their brands and products. So they are specifically seeking a specific space, a specific leader to launch it, etc., etc. And even they are seeking the hotels, so that if there is no space inside the Waves platform, then they will also seek nearby hotels, and in that they are going to launch. So this is also one of the opportunity there. So you can also pitch for any of such opportunities. There are pitching and funding opportunities, just like you can say Film Bazaar. We are also going to have the pitching sessions there, where the startups will come, some of the big companies will also come. They will pitch, and if anybody wants to take up this idea and invest, they will be welcome. Waves Accelerator, this is actually the incubation support through various means, and we are going to explore the investment opportunity for the startups in the M&E sector. There will be live pitching sessions for the startups. Outcomes will be the financial investment and support through the incubation and acceleration programs in NCOE and other educational institutions, mentoring programs for the selected program. Just like in Creative Minds of Tomorrow, we are actually giving lot of mentoring support. Here also we will give a lot of mentoring support, and we will also need your support for mentoring this. Possibility of grants under the Startup India mission to be explored, that also we are exploring. There will be a lot of cultural evenings. We have booked all the amphitheaters and open spaces so that there should not be any dearth of space for the festivities. So it will have a lot of, not only cultural evenings, but even during the day, there will be a lot of shows. So that is why we have booked all the amphitheaters in the Bharat Mandap. There are actually 3 amphitheaters with a capacity of total 2,500 persons. So that we have all booked. There will be music performances, dance performances, national and international fusions, and coloration of the cultural events and live events. All 5 days, and there will be specific 2 days where in the Nehru Stadium there will be 2 big cultural events, one by one international performer and another will be by national performer like A.R. Rahman, etc. These are few ongoing activities. You need not go into it, but we are going to launch the Bharat Prasar Bharati OTT session. Thank you for patient listening, and session is open for the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jay. I think it was so comprehensive, and I mean, it was a wow factor around it. Thank you so much. We so look forward to the event. Very quickly, the 2 challenges that CI is coordinating, and of course IGDS. And then we will move to comments from many of you. So first of all, may I invite Mr. Rajan Navani to tell us more about the gaming challenge, which is being coordinated by IDGS.
Thank you, Amita. As everyone has probably understood, the size and scale of this event is unparalleled. And as IDGS, we are also playing our role. And what we have really taken as a theme, along with the ministry, is really how do you innovate to educate, and really look at the hardware side of gaming, which is something that has not really taken off so far. So the Innovate to Educate handheld device competition is a contest that will encourage participants to develop creative and practical handheld educational tools. So the idea is really, how do you encourage innovation in educational technology? Because one of the very large aspects of gaming is gamification and its role in education. And we are really looking at a forward-looking step from India when we look at gaming, especially as a sector. The opportunities it will unlock in so many other standard sectors, and we really want to encourage that. How do we enable both students and educators to access effective learning tools on portable devices? This is something that we are truly excited by. The entrants are typically challenged to design devices that will enhance learning experiences, promote engagement, and also support diverse educational needs. Like a country like India, and we have talked a lot about Bharat, at different stages of development, different ways of engagement for learning, different languages. There's so many complexities, and really putting an innovator's challenge to test to see how you can create, for particularly for Bharat. And in that light, we will focus on affordability, usability, and scalability, because I think all these are 3 very important aspects for India. Every Indian consumer will drive price performance only in one area: more affordable, better performance, lower price. Usability, I mean, given different levels of understanding of technology, how can everybody, use it and scale? I mean, we always talk of India as pockets of excellence, but really, how do we create something that, can be universally strengthened from India? And the opportunity then for the world is huge. So we want people to think about these challenges at that scale. We want them to have an opportunity to think is how can we influence a global change, irrespective of which school I am in or which part of India, I am. So we are really excited about creating these solutions that can then reach large audiences. I think the big part of the Innovate to Educate challenge is also to drive advancements in educational accessibility, make learning both more interactive and personalized, because I think a large strength of gaming is two-way interaction and also personalization. And I think what we are really hoping to bring our prototypes in this new Create in India challenge through the Waves initiative, and really hope that we can encourage many others. So for all of you who are here, in your ecosystems, in your companies, I really encourage you to push the participation. We have some academic institutions who are also strong players in this sector here with us today. And I think you can get all the information about this on our website as well. So really encourage each one of you to participate in this. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. May I now call upon Subhash Sapru to tell us in a very few words about the anti-piracy challenge.
Yeah, as we all know, piracy is a serious issue in the content industry like ours. Among the challenges launched for Wave 2025, CI has been entrusted to promote indigenous anti-piracy solutions as Make in India initiative. With piracy rising, this competition aims to attract innovative